Hi everyone, this is Heather from the Purdue Writing Lab. In this video, we will be talking about genre analysis and reverse outlining. If you're in the middle of drafting your project, genre analysis and reverse outlining existing sample texts can help you to gain a better understanding of the different components that make up a successful thesis or dissertation within your field. If you're in the revising stage of your project, genre analysis and reverse outlining can help you to locate moments of strengths and growth areas within your project and guide you to better understand where you need to focus your attention while revising. To get started, let's begin with a 5-minute writing activity. Think back to a time when you were asked to write a type of document you had never written before. If you need help remembering something here, you can think about what you did when you were asked to write your very first teaching philosophy statement, grant proposal, or literature review. What did you do to get started? What steps did you take to learn what to do? If you looked at examples or sample texts, for example, how did you use those models to help you? Pause the video here and set a 5-minute timer for yourself. See you soon. Welcome back. As we go through the rest of this video, continue to think about this activity. Chances are you have already performed some sort of genre analysis or reverse outlining in the past, even if you didn't realize that's what you were doing. As we will discuss, both genre analysis and reverse engineering or reverse outlining can help you to think critically about different types of styles of writing and allow you to examine the different components of these specific styles. When we talk about genre analysis, it's important to break down our terms. If we look at the Oxford English Dictionary, genre is a noun that is defined as a kind, sort, or style. Additionally, genre can be understood as a particular style or category of works of art, especially a type of literary work, characterized by a particular form, style, or purpose. When we think about genre in relation to writing, we can understand that different genres of writing are governed by different rules or expectations. For example, texting back and forth with a friend is a genre of writing that is very different from the genre of a professional former email to a potential employer. Even though both of these styles of writing include digital correspondence to someone else, the rules and expectations are different in terms of tone and how you are supposed to structure your prose. The second component of genre analysis is, of course, the analysis portion. Again, if we look at the OED, analysis is defined as a detailed examination or study of something so as to determine its nature, structure, or essential features. Putting these two words and definitions together, we can understand genre analysis as a way to study or examine a genre or type of writing. It's helpful to think of genre analysis as a way to reverse engineer a style of writing in a way that allows you to break apart that style of writing, to better understand conventions and expectations for that style, and to better use and/or write within that genre. If we think back to our beginning journaling activity, we can see that genre analysis offers a helpful way to get started when faced with an unfamiliar genre of writing. Presuming we all entered graduate school without already having completed a dissertation, learning how to conduct a genre analysis offers tools to expose the different components of this new, lengthy, somewhat intimidating style of writing. In this way, genre analysis can help us feel more confident and prepared when tackling a new project. Let's take a moment to practice together. Let's pretend that you were asked to write a car's model introduction. Here, CARS stands for Creating a Research Space, and this method is often used to help writers create an introduction in STEM-specific academic writing. The CARS model is made up of 3 different rhetorical moves to allow the writer to establish the scope and purpose of their project and to make that scope and purpose legible and clear to readers. The first rhetorical move is to establish a territory. If we think of guiding questions of what, when, and how, this rhetorical move establishes the what, meaning that it specifies the scope of the writer's research within their field. The second rhetorical move in the CARS model establishes the writer's position. It addresses why the writer is attending to this research project and why that research is important or necessary in that field. The third and final rhetorical move within the CARS model is to occupy a position. This allows the writer to address their argument and how, specifically, they will work to fill in or address existing gaps within their research field. If you have never written a CARS model introduction before, you could use genre analysis to identify these 3 rhetorical moves in a sample text before replicating these moves in your own writing. With this in mind, let's look at an example. Pause the video here and set a 5-minute timer for yourself. Read through this sample CARS model introduction and try to identify the different components making up this paragraph. What moves are the author making, and where specifically do you see these moves being represented? Here I have identified the 3 different rhetorical moves within the CARS model introduction. In the first portion, in blue, I can see that the writer is establishing their research territory, i.e. the what of their research. In the pink section following that, I see that the writer is establishing their position, i.e. the why of their research. Finally, in yellow, I can see the writers move to establish the how of their project by stating their position. If I were asked to write a CARS model introduction for the first time, I could look at this example and, after cataloging these different parts within this introduction sample, I could use this example to help me organize my own introduction using this same model. If you need help making connections between this example and your own project, remember that it's okay to not inherently or instinctively know how to organize your thesis or dissertation. We're all learning. If you need help organizing your literature review or methods section and so on, look at examples, study them, break them apart. Use your critical thinking skills to identify common patterns within your field and use what you find to help guide your own writing process. As we've established, genre analysis is meant to help you uncover the different components of a genre. More specifically, conducting a genre analysis reveals the purpose, target audience, and common structure or organization patterns within a specific type or genre of writing. We can approach this type of investigation in 2 different ways. First, we can analyze a document on a global level, meaning that we can study the macro level or big picture elements of a text. The key concern is to understand the big picture moves that are being made throughout the document and to understand how these decisions shape the writer's argument. Here are some of the questions you can consider while analyzing a document for global level concerns. What is the thesis? Where is the thesis located? What expectations does the thesis set up, and how does the text deliver on those expectations? How does the text consider and engage with its target audience? How is the text organized, and how does its structure guide and support the thesis? What evidence is used, and how is that evidence used? In addition to global level analysis, Genre analysis reminds us to consider local level concerns. Here we can think about the micro level or more nuanced level elements of sentence level writing. Here are some questions to consider on the local level while performing a genre analysis. How are the majority of sentences structured and connected within the document? What types of words or phrases are being used? Is the writer hedging? To what degree? As a reminder, hedging is the degree to which a writer communicates certainty. If someone is hedging their point, they tend to be more vague. What verb tenses are used? Is passive or active voice being used? How concise is the writing? Again, let's pause here and practice. Begin by reading this sample paragraph while looking for global level concerns. What is happening here on the big picture? Next, study the same paragraph for local level elements. What is happening here on a micro level? Pause the video here and set a brief timer for yourself, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Feel free to take more time if you need. Here is my example of how I annotated this abstract to analyze this text on a global level. I have coded the different subsections within this abstract to identify where and how the writer is establishing their audience, what evidence they are drawing from, and the main thesis of their work. If I were tasked to write an abstract for my own writing, I could use these global level notes to better understand a starting point for my own work. In this slide, I have drawn attention to the writer's use of active voice and style of word choice. Here, I'm looking at local level analysis. I noted that the author uses a variety of sentence lengths and structures to create a sense of momentum in their writing. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, I also outlined some of the general argument structures that the author uses. From this local level analysis, I could go forward to better shape my own structure and my own sentences and word choice in my own abstract. So far, we've talked about genre analysis and how it can help you to better understand the components of a type of writing or genre of writing that feels unfamiliar to you. Before we end this presentation, I want to also offer a few quick notes about reverse outlining and how this sort of exercise can help you revise your writing. While genre analysis often helps you to analyze an existing piece of someone else's writing, reverse outlining can help you to reflect on your own writing in a critical way. I'm sure many of us have written an outline to jumpstart our writing processes. Outlines are a great way to organize your thoughts before you start writing. Reverse outlining, on the other hand, is a helpful revision tool that you can use after you've completed your draft. Have you ever tried to revise your work and felt stumped about where to start? This is a great tool to use if you want to better understand your document's organization and to create some tangible steps for revision based on those observations. Reverse outlining is a great way to evaluate the big picture of your writing and to highlight how, or if, each of your paragraphs support your main argument. This revision tool can help you lift your attention beyond simple sentence-level details so you can evaluate the strengths and growth areas of your writing on a broader level. Here is a brief example of a reverse outline. Reverse outlining allows you to accomplish two main goals. First, you can summarize what each paragraph is saying by summarizing the content of each paragraph. This can help you to better picture if and how you need to play around with your document's organization. Are you moving from point to point in a logical way? Are all of your points connected back to your argument? Or is there any content that doesn't quite belong? Second, reverse outlining often helps you to understand what each paragraph is doing for your overall argument. Where are you defending the significance of your project? Where are you defining your terms to help maintain clarity? When I make my annotations about what my document is saying and doing, I sometimes find it helpful to print out my work and make handwritten annotations, but you are, of course, welcome to use commenting tools and to create electronic annotations for yourself on Word. As you can see, I use the left-hand margin to make notes about what each paragraph in this example is saying, meaning I made notes about the literal content of these two paragraphs. On the right-hand margin, I made annotations about what each paragraph is doing for the overall argument. After you've created your reverse outline, you can start to locate some strengths and growth areas of your project and identify manageable goals for revision. Now it's time to practice. I realize that we might be running a little short on time for this session, so I encourage each of you to practice reverse outlining the next time you work on revising your project. For now, choose even just 1 or 2 paragraphs from your own work or from one of your sources. Annotate each paragraph, making notes about what each paragraph is saying and doing. It's helpful to limit your annotations to about 5 to 10 words each. Be concise. It can also be helpful to write your main argument, thesis, or purpose for that particular section of your writing at the top of the page or on a post-it note that you can stick onto your computer. This is a helpful way to keep your thesis in mind as you evaluate how well your paragraphs support your argument. Best of luck revising, everyone. We can do this. We've made it to the end of our presentation on genre analysis and reverse outlining. I know we've covered a lot of material today, but I hope these tools can help you whether you're in the process of drafting or revising. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn with me. I look forward to chatting more about revisions with you soon. Happy writing and revising, everyone. Until next time.